got involved with this because I had high cholesterol, because I've got heart disease in my family. So I'm interested in that. And also my daughter said I was developing boobies, so I thought I better lose them. Okay, let's have another rehearsal and do it.
Here we go.
Oh, you right?
The thing that I'm looking for is a permanent, like for me to come out the other end and feel I really want to do this ongoing. Basically a permanent life change.
I've worked in health most of my life, primarily because I was very ill as a child, and no one could help me. In fact, no one knew what was wrong with me. I began to work with people in relation to aging, in other words, slowing it down rather than speeding it up, because I have this belief that when you learn something yourself and you find it works, you need to share it with other people.
I've been noticing a slight drop-off in my energy levels. Things I used to do quite easily, now I'm starting to stop and think about it and wait a minute, boy, I don't like this at all. I get really hacked off when people say, oh, but you're getting older. It really gets on my nose.
To age or not to age is the question Leslie Kenton raises.
And what you're going to be aiming at is...
Along with many scientists, she believes it's possible to slow down the rate at which our bodies age, maybe even reverse it, largely by making simple changes in the way we live and eat.
28.6.
For 5 weeks, Leslie worked with 8 New Zealanders between the ages of 30 and 60 to put her ageless aging program to the test.
I used to be quite a bit of an insane person. I'd like a bit of the insanity back.
Get my lifestyle back on track again. More balanced eating and exercise program.
I get the feeling you should be able to breastfeed and have energy, but I don't have any energy. So.
My mum died very young. She was 53, and I thought she was too young to die. And Dad died in very poor health.
You're going to put some more water in. Yeah.
One of the reasons we decided to do this was to look very specifically at what's possible for people when they change their diet to a way of eating that is much more in keeping with what the human body has been used to throughout its more than 1 million years of evolution.
I like the idea of new things to experiment with, so I'm not really afraid of that. But if it was a major hassle on radically changing the diet, that would be an annoyance more than anything. But I'm prepared to try it for 6 weeks because I may well find I'm pleasantly surprised that this is better than I thought it would ever be.
Before our test group started, the medical team at Wakefield Hospital measured them to determine their biological age, so we'd have hard medical facts to measure the program's success or failure.
130/92.
They first checked out blood pressure, cholesterol, blood fats and insulin levels, all factors in the aging process. Then, exercise physiologists determined how much of each body was lean muscle tissue and how much fat, since this is one of the most important biological markers of age. Many of the abnormalities that contribute to rapid aging are factors in Syndrome X. Our test group aimed to reverse the abnormalities of the syndrome and so rejuvenate their bodies. The most important telltale sign of Syndrome X is the way insulin behaves in the body. Tony Edwards is a GP who regularly tests his patients for insulin resistance.
The tests are available in New Zealand. They're not yet on what you call the national schedule, but I did notice in one of our magazines recently, Professor Jim Mann from Otago actually called for us to be measuring insulin levels more.
There's really a very rich supply of fabulous leading-edge information about functional medicine, basically about health and how to be healthier, in New Zealand that you don't get anyplace else.
Linolenic acid.
Leslie enlisted Tony to provide medical support for our group as they begin their lifestyle changes. But to see medical changes in 5 weeks is a tall order.
It really doesn't matter that we have a short period of time, because once you get the bug and you know what's possible and how you can feel and look so much better than you have been, anything happens. It'll be interesting to see.
Your blood pressure was a little on the high side.
Yes, surprise, I didn't think it would be.
Quite often relates to high insulin levels.
All right.
Everybody's program was based on eating masses of fresh green vegetables, as well as more fish, meat and chicken.
41% of what you weigh is fat. Yep. So
Those people in the group who had very high levels of body fat were asked to completely cut out bread, cereals, sugar and sweets of any kind during the 5-week period, and to drink lots of water.
a whole lot of people with high insulin levels never become diabetic. They do have heart attacks and things.
Oh.
Those participants whose body fats were lower also cut out sugar and bread and were asked to minimise their intake of other starchy foods like potatoes, rice, pasta and cereals.
It's around about a third of your 65 kilos is fat. All right? So that's the one that'll move on the program.
Everybody was asked to eat more fatty fish like mackerel, tuna and sardines. These foods are rich in particular kinds of oils that recent research shows are highly beneficial.
A lot of people think that paying attention to diet or the body is a waste of time because really we should be doing other things. Well, I mean, I thoroughly agree, but we live through our bodies. And if you want to stay up all night and dance at a rave, if you want to make movies, if you want to get a PhD at the age of 50, you're going to need a hell of a lot of energy, and that comes through the body. We live in the body. Every feeling that we get comes through the body. And I think we forget that in our society. Okay, so we have
A major cause of Syndrome X and the accelerated aging which goes with it is believed to be a diet far too high in processed starchy foods and sugars, and too low in both protein foods and in fresh, non-starchy, bright-coloured vegetables. Most bright-coloured vegetables are rich in phytonutrients, compounds that have been found to slow down the aging process.
The colour is so lovely.
Most of the phytonutrients that are coloured are the ones that have the health benefits. For example, the anthocyanins that are present in berries, present in certain apples, have very strong antioxidant activity. And the carotenoids are another group there. They're the compounds that give orange-coloured carrots, peppers, all those sorts of vegetables. So by choosing coloured vegetables, by choosing the really vibrant colours, you actually are getting a good intake of phytonutrients.
My children, reaction, what would it be? They will scream blue murder. They'll probably go on strike.
It's just eating one particular vegetable won't give you all the different phytochemicals. So broccoli may provide one group, carrots may provide a different group, and potatoes may provide something else. And by eating more fruits and vegetables, we'd also displace, in some cases, the fat content. So we balance things up much better by eating lots of fruit and vegetables.
I put the apple in the soup. Because that's the whole thing about salad making. It is so nice, particularly if you've been living in a very mechanical world. You've been in an office, you've been pretending to be intelligent all day, you've been out, doing all these dynamic things. To come home and to work with something, smell this stuff, that smells like...
Well, it was good watching her prepare food because it made me realise how easy it was going to be. It was a bit scary because it was sort of up here. And you think that because you're changing your diet, somehow the food's going to get really strange. I don't know. But I feel confident about it.
The kinds of oils we use may also play a vital part in slowing down aging. Flaxseed is one of the best because it's very much like the beneficial oils found in fatty fish. The benefits of olive oil are now well known, but surprisingly, coconut oil is also beneficial. These oils may even help protect us against heart disease, but Leslie asks the group to avoid the highly processed golden oils found in supermarket shelves, as she believes these may contribute to more rapid aging.
The one thing I'm